Beyonce just pulled the coldest move in R&B history, and nobody saw it coming. People are saying she ghosted Brandy at her own tour, multiple nights, cameras everywhere, and when Ray J tried to call it out, the entire industry exploded. This whole situation has the internet spinning because what started as silent shade just turned into a full-scale celebrity war with receipts, leaked posts, and a hacking scandal that nobody can explain. Buckle up. This is about to get insane. Everybody thought they knew the full story about the Boy Is Mine tour. Two R&B legends, Brandy and Monica, finally coming together after decades of tension. Nostalgia, celebration, good vibes only. That was the version everyone repeated. Fans were hyped. Tickets sold out. Celebs started showing up night after night. And leading the charge, Beyonce and Jay-Z, the most powerful couple in music. Showing love, showing support. Or so we thought. But now, new information just surfaced that got the whole narrative twisting. Because what looked like support from the outside, witnesses say it was something way darker, way more calculated. And when Ray J finally spoke up, he didn't just call out the shade. He lit a match and watched the whole thing burn. Let me break this down, because the details here are chilling. Night after night, Beyonce and Jay-Z would roll up to the Boy Is Mine tour, cameras flashing, entourage in tow, VIP section buzzing, backstage packed with celebrities. And every single time, witnesses claim the same thing kept happening. Brandy was invisible. No greeting, no hug, no great show, sis. Not even a head nod. Just a cold, icy walk past. At her own tour. Now, at first, fans tried to brush it off. You know how it is. Maybe they didn't see each other. Maybe it was crowded. Maybe Beyonce was tired. People gave it the benefit of the doubt. But then it happened again, and again, and again. Fans online started comparing notes. Screenshots from different cities started surfacing. People who were backstage at different shows all said the same thing. Beyonce would take photos with Monica, she'd greet other people, she'd smile for the cameras. But when it came to Brandy, nothing. Dead silence. And folks online started asking, is this deliberate? Because if you're showing up to someone's tour multiple times in multiple cities and you never acknowledge the co-headliner, that's not an accident. That's a message. One fan on Twitter broke it down perfectly. They said Beyonce don't do nothing by accident. Every move is calculated. Every photo is intentional. So if she's not taking a photo with Brandy, that's the loudest statement she could make. And honestly, that hits different when you think about it. Because in the industry, a public cosign from Beyonce is gold. It can revive careers. It can shift narratives. It can change everything. So when she withholds that cosign, publicly, repeatedly, that's not shade, that's a power move. Now, Brandy might have stayed quiet about all this. She might have kept her head down, finished the tour, and never said a word publicly. But her brother, Ray J, wasn't having it, and what he did next changed everything. Ray J jumped online and he didn't hold back. In a raw, unfiltered, unhinged rant, he called out Beyonce and Jay-Z by name. Not subtly, not politely, directly. He said something along the lines of, "Y'all keep showing up to my sister's tour, taking pictures with everybody except her. That's disrespectful. That's cold. And if this is personal, just say that. But don't play these games." He didn't just defend Brandy. He threw down the gauntlet to the most powerful couple in music, and the internet lost its mind. TMZ picked it up within hours. Blogs exploded. Twitter timelines went into overdrive. Suddenly, everyone was picking sides. Hashtag Team Brandy started trending. Hashtag Beehive came out swinging. Pieces dropped left and right, analyzing the silent feud. Fan accounts started digging through years of footage, looking for any past interactions between Beyonce and Brandy. And you know what they found? Almost nothing. No interviews together, no public photos, no collaborations, just distance for years. So Ray J's rant didn't just spark a conversation, it confirmed what people had been quietly whispering about for a long time. There's history here, and whatever that history is, it runs deep. But here's where things get even crazier, because Ray J's rant was just the beginning. What happened next is when this whole situation turned into a full-blown crisis. Right after Ray J's explosive call-out, Brandy's Instagram account turned into a crime scene. Out of nowhere, posts started appearing on her verified account that had fans gasping. We're talking about comments aimed directly at Beyonce, taunting, shady, borderline threatening. One post allegedly said something like, "Some people think they're untouchable, but everybody bleeds." Another one hinted at exposing fake friendships and industry snakes. Fans lost it. Screenshots spread like wildfire. Group chats exploded. People were screaming, "Brandy finally snapped." The Beehive mobilized instantly, flooding comment sections, trending hashtags, preparing for war. Think pieces dropped within minutes. Brandy vs. Beyonce, the feud we didn't see coming. R&B civil war erupts. Headlines everywhere. For a few hours, it looked like Brandy had just declared open war on the biggest star in the world. And then, panic mode. Brandy's team rushed out an emergency statement. Account compromised, hacked, not her, we're working with Instagram to resolve this immediately. The posts were deleted. The account went quiet. But by then, too late. The damage was done. Because here's the thing about the internet. Once something goes viral, you can't take it back. Screenshots live forever. The narrative was already written. And people had questions. Who hacked the account? Why now, right after Ray J's rant? Why were the posts so specific, so targeted at Beyonce? And why was there no hacker ever named? No explanation, no follow-up? Fans started getting suspicious. Some people whispered, what if this wasn't random? What if somebody wanted this to look like Brandy said it? Others said, what if Brandy's team posted it, then panicked and blamed a hacker? And a smaller group said something even darker. What if this was an inside job to make Brandy look unhinged, so Beyonce never has to respond? Now, I'm not saying any of that is true, but the fact that people are even asking these questions, that tells you how messy this situation got. Because in the middle of all this chaos, Brandy was forced into emergency cleanup mode. Her team had to go into overdrive doing damage control. She had to publicly distance herself from posts she allegedly never made. Meanwhile, Beyonce didn't say a word, didn't address it, didn't acknowledge it, didn't even blink. She just kept moving, and somehow that silence felt even more powerful than anything she could have said. Now, if Beyonce had just stayed quiet, maybe this whole thing would have blown over. Maybe people would have moved on. But then she posted, and what she posted sent shockwaves through the entire industry. Beyonce uploaded a photo, a beautiful, glowing, celebratory photo of Kelly Rowland at the Boy Is Mine tour. Backstage, smiling, hugging, laughing. The caption was something simple, sweet, supportive, and fans immediately noticed what was missing. Brandy, not tagged, not mentioned, not in the photo. Monica, also nowhere to be seen, just Kelly. And people lost it, because Kelly wasn't a co-headliner. She wasn't the star of the night, she was a guest, a surprise appearance. But she got the post, she got the acknowledgement, she got the Beyonce cosign, while Brandy, the woman whose tour it was, got nothing. The message was loud, and fans online started calling it the coldest shade in R&B history. One viral tweet said, Beyonce didn't need to say a word. She just posted Kelly and said everything. Another said, this is how you end someone's career without even speaking. Just erase them. And then things got even darker, because fans started circulating an alleged photo, a screenshot of a tour poster with Brandy's face cut off. Now, whether that photo was real or edited, nobody knows for sure. But it didn't matter, because the idea of it, that image, it became symbolic. People started saying Beyonce didn't just ignore Brandy, she erased her. And in the music industry, being erased by Beyonce, that's a death sentence. Let's keep it real for a second. Beyonce doesn't operate like other celebrities. She doesn't do messy Twitter feuds. She doesn't do public call-outs. She doesn't do interviews where she spills tea. She does something way more dangerous. She erases you. Strategically, methodically, and permanently. Think about it. When Beyonce has a problem with someone, you don't hear about it through drama. You hear about it through absence. No collaborations, no shout-outs, no public appearances together, just distance. And that distance, it sends a message to the entire industry. Because when Beyonce doesn't acknowledge you, other people notice. Brands notice. Producers notice. The media notices. And slowly, without any public drama, your relevance starts to fade. It's psychological warfare, and it's brilliant, because she never has to defend herself, she never has to explain, she just moves on. And you're left looking desperate, trying to explain why the biggest star in the world won't even look at you. Fans online have been studying this for years. They call it the Beyonce freeze-out, and they've seen it happen to multiple people. Carrie Hilson? Erased after alleged subtweets. Azalea Banks? Erased after public criticism. And now, potentially Brandy. And what makes this even more devastating? Beyonce doesn't just erase you, she elevates everyone around you. That's why the Kelly Rowland post hit so hard, because Beyonce didn't just ignore Brandy, she posted Kelly at Brandy's tour. That's not shade, that's a power play. It's saying, I choose who gets my light, and it's not you. And in an industry where a Beyonce cosign can change your life, that's brutal. But here's the part that really hits different. Brandy didn't ask for any of this. She was out here trying to celebrate a nostalgic tour, trying to give fans a moment, trying to reconnect with Monica and heal old wounds. And she got dragged into a nightmare. Think about it. She's on stage every night performing her heart out, giving fans everything she's got. And backstage, the most powerful couple in music is showing up and pretending she doesn't exist. That's psychological torture. And then her brother tries to defend her, which only makes things worse. And then her Instagram gets hacked, posting things she never said, making her look unhinged. And then Beyonce posts Kelly at her tour, twisting the knife even deeper. Brandy couldn't win. No matter what she did, the narrative kept getting worse. And the saddest part, she never publicly fought back. She never went on a rant, she never posted subtweets, she never did an interview dragging Beyonce. She just stayed quiet and tried to survive it. That takes strength, because imagine being in her position, watching your career, your reputation, your peace get dragged through the mud, and knowing that if you say one word, the beehive will destroy you. So she stayed silent. And that silence, it might have saved her career, but it also meant she had to absorb all the damage alone. Now, let's talk about Ray J for a second, because his role in all this is complicated. On one hand, he was defending his sister. He saw her being disrespected and he spoke up. That's loyalty, that's family. But on the other hand, did he make things worse? Because before Ray J went online, this was quiet. It was subtle. Only people who were backstage really knew what was happening. But once Ray J called it out, it became public. It became a story. And once something becomes a story, it takes on a life of its own. Suddenly, blogs were covering it, social media was dissecting it, the beehive was mobilizing, and Brandy, she got caught in the crossfire. Some fans think Ray J did the right thing. They say Beyonce needed to be checked. They say silence is complicity. But others think Ray J made a massive mistake. Because now, instead of quiet tension, Brandy was in the middle of a public feud with the most powerful woman in music, and that's a fight you can't win. One viral tweet said, Ray J thought he was protecting Brandy, but he actually painted a target on her back. And honestly, there might be some truth to that. Because after Ray J's rant, everything spiraled. The Instagram hack, the Kelly Rowland post, the media frenzy. Would all that have happened if Ray J stayed quiet? Maybe not. So the question is, was Ray J a protector, or did he accidentally sabotage his sister? Alright, so we've covered the facts, but now let's get into the theories, because fans online have been working like full-blown investigators, and some of the things they're saying, wild. Theory number 1. The Instagram hack was an inside job. Some fans believe the Instagram hack wasn't random. They think someone close to Brandy or someone with industry connections orchestrated it. Why? To make Brandy look unhinged, to make her look the aggressor, so that Beyonce never has to respond and Brandy looks like the villain. Is there proof? No, but the timing, suspicious.
Theory number 2. Beyonce and Jay-Z were surveillance, not support. Multiple fans have pointed out that Beyonce and Jay-Z showed up to the Boy Is Mine tour way more than they usually do for other artists. And people are asking, why? Were they really there to support, or were they there to watch, to measure, to judge? One fan said they showed up like they were studying Brandy, like they were waiting for her to slip. Again, no proof, but it's a chilling thought. Theory number 3. This was a coordinated takedown. Some fans think this entire situation was planned, that Beyonce knew exactly what she was doing by showing up, ignoring Brandy, and letting the tension build. That Ray J's rant was expected, that the Instagram hack was timed, that the Kelly Rowland post was the final blow. All of it orchestrated to send a message, not just to Brandy, but to the entire industry. Don't cross me, or this is what happens. Now, I don't know if any of these theories are true, but the fact that people are even asking these questions, that tells you how powerful Beyonce is and how terrified people are of her. The bigger picture, what this means for R&B. Let's zoom out for a second, because this story isn't just about Beyonce and Brandy, it's about power in the music industry. It's about who gets to be acknowledged, who gets to be celebrated, who gets to be remembered, and what happens when the most powerful person in the room decides you don't. This situation has sparked a massive conversation online about the politics of the music industry, about how one person's approval can make or break careers, about how silence can be weaponized, about how women in the industry, especially Black women, are often pitted against each other, and about how fans play a role in all of it by picking sides, spreading narratives, and amplifying drama. Some people are saying this is a wake-up call, that we need to stop treating celebrity feuds like entertainment and start recognizing the real-life consequences. Others are saying this is just how the industry works, that power dynamics have always existed, and if you can't handle the game, you shouldn't play. But one thing is clear. This situation has changed the way people see Beyonce. For years, she's been untouchable, beloved, universally respected. But now, some fans are asking, is she a bully? Is her silence a form of violence? Is her power being used responsibly or maliciously? These are uncomfortable questions, but they're being asked. And that might be the biggest consequence of all. Final verdict. Accident, or the coldest, most calculated shade in R&B history. So, here we are, at the end of one of the messiest, most dramatic celebrity situations in recent memory, and we're left with one question. Was this an accident, or was this the coldest, most calculated shade in R&B history? Honestly, I think you already know the answer. Because Beyonce doesn't do accidents. Every move is intentional. Every silence is strategic. Every post is a message. And this was a masterclass in psychological warfare. Ray J tried to defend his sister and got dragged into chaos. Brandy tried to stay professional and got erased anyway. And Beyonce? She didn't say a word. And that's what terrifies people the most. Because when Beyonce goes quiet, somebody always feels it. And this time, it was Brandy. Whether it was deserved, whether it was justified, whether it was fair, that's for you to decide. But one thing is undeniable. This was power. Raw, unfiltered, ice-cold power. And the entire industry just got reminded who really runs R&B. Alright, so now it's your turn. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Beyonce was justified, or did she take it too far? Do you think Ray J helped or hurt Brandy by speaking up? And do you believe the Instagram hack was real, or was it something more? This story is still unfolding. More details are gonna drop, more clues are gonna surface, and you know we're covering every single twist. So make sure you smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a single update. I appreciate you for rocking with me through this wild story, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe out there, and remember, in the industry, silence isn't just golden. Sometimes it's a weapon. Peace.